By 1943, World War II had expanded beyond individual battles into systems involving tens of thousands of ships and millions of people at sea. In the Atlantic alone, more than 100,000 merchant voyages would be made during the war. Victory depended on whether ships could cross the ocean faster than submarines could sink them. Britain depended on a continuous flow of merchant ships to survive. At any given time in 1943, several thousand Allied merchant vessels were at sea worldwide. If too many ships were sunk faster than they could be replaced, the war effort would fail, regardless of how many battles were won on land. Britain depended on a continuous flow of merchant ships to survive. At any given time in 1943, several thousand Allied merchant vessels were at sea worldwide. If too many ships were sunk faster than they could be replaced, the war effort would fail, regardless of how many battles were won on land. Together, HX-229 and SC-122 comprised approximately 110 merchant ships. No other convoy operation during World War II placed so many civilian vessels into one contested zone at the same time. The formation stretched for miles and could not be fully observed or defended as a single unit. Aboard those ships were an estimated 7,000 to 8,000 merchant sailors. Most were civilians, not naval personnel. They did not serve weapons. They operated engines, radios, and cargo systems. In the event of attack, survival depended almost entirely on chance and proximity to rescue. Protection was limited. Fewer than 20 Allied escort vessels, mainly destroyers and corvettes, were available to protect the entire convoy. This meant one escort ship for every 5 to 7 merchant vessels, spread across hundreds of kilometers of open ocean. For much of the crossing, the convoys passed through the mid-Atlantic air gap. In this region, 0 Allied aircraft were available for protection. No patrol bombers, no fighters, no reconnaissance flights. Escort ships were the only defense against submarine attack. German Naval Command under Karl Dönitz concentrated more than 40 U-boats against the convoys. This represented one of the largest submarine groupings ever assembled for a single convoy engagement during the war. Between March 16th and March 20th, 1943, German submarines sank at least 22 merchant ships from the combined convoys. Several others were damaged. In just a few days, roughly 1 out of every 5 ships in the danger zone was destroyed or forced out of formation. Hundreds of sailors were killed. Many were trapped inside sinking ships. Others reached the water but died from cold and exposure. In the North Atlantic, without immediate rescue, survival time was often less than 15 minutes. These battles marked the peak of German submarine success. In March 1943 alone, U-boats sank over 100 Allied ships across the Atlantic. Within weeks, however, expanded escort fleets and long-range aircraft would sharply reduce submarine effectiveness. The largest naval convoy of World War II was not defined by victory or defeat. It was defined by scale. 110 ships, thousands of sailors, dozens of submarines, fewer than 20 escorts, no air cover. Survival depended not on safety, but on whether enough ships reached the other side.